good chance you're making this mistake, which is that you are hoping that your struggles will go away when you strengthen your outer state. This is a huge problem that I made for like years and years and years, was that I thought once I become strong enough, once I become rich enough, fit enough, like whatever, good enough in whatever way, that's gonna help my struggles go away. Hi there, I'm Allie and welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a deep dive into why your struggles are a blessing. And when you can take full accountability and radically accept and even lean into the fact that your struggles are a blessing, your life changes. So I don't want to make a 10-minute surface level video on the internet with some feel-good inspiration. I actually want to dive really deeply into why you can see your struggles as a blessing in all circumstances, not just in circumstances where you choose the struggle, but in the many circumstances where you don't choose your struggles, because it's a part of being human. We suffer, annoying things happen, right? Like struggles happen and it feels like we don't choose it and we don't want any of it. But even in those scenarios, if you can take radical accountability, or if you can have radical awareness and still be able to see those struggles as a blessing, you can really change all of your life. My intention with this video is to help people who are aware that they are struggling in some way, but aren't able to consistently transcend their sense of struggle, but who want to. I think this video is gonna be perfect for you if you're really into real self-growth, inner work, transformation, all of that stuff. Unlocking how every struggle that I experienced, this was one of the hardest beliefs for me to incorporate. See, I'm someone who's dabbled in self-growth and personal development for a really long time. When I went to college, I was obsessed with it. I studied economics. That gave me an additional layer of framework to understand human behavior, including how we optimize our lives and our happiness and well-being. It wasn't until very recently, like maybe a couple of years ago, that I felt like I had my first real breakthrough in my inner work. But this was like one of the hardest things to fully embody, to see how my struggles could be a blessing. And hopefully you'll be able to take away some things that you agree with or maybe don't, and ultimately deepen your own relationship with your agency. I want you to have a really strong relationship with your choice and agency in the world, because that is how we build more empowerment and just like a better world. Okay, like now I'm getting all like deep into it, but like basically this is gonna improve your life if you can really master this. Also, an important thing, an important like wake-up call if you're still tuned in at this point. If you're someone who's never put in intentional time to integrate your struggles, or if that sentence, integrating your struggles, you're like, what does that even mean? What does that even look like? Then maybe you should keep watching this video, because this might be what's been blocking you all along that you didn't even realize. This could be your blind spot. So we're gonna talk about how to awarefully, that's not a word, how to integrate your struggles with awareness. And in that, you will have way more mastery over your experience and your day-to-day emotions and well-being. And I think it's a really relevant topic nowadays, with the world changing so fast, with all the uncertainties in economies and job markets, just a lot of uncertainty in the world that we're going through right now. Each one of us, no matter how good or happy we are with our lives, still face struggles on a daily, weekly basis, like in one form or another, right? Here's a question that I had to really think through and practice and experiment with. If it seemed like I was doing all these things to improve myself, like if I was eating well, going to the gym, acing my tests, had friends, had a good social life, why was I still struggling with inner parts of myself? Why did I feel directionless and a constant nagging sense of inner stress? When I was younger, it always felt like I was bumping against a wall. It felt like there was something that I wasn't conscious of, and therefore I couldn't face it accurately. So you might have a similar struggle or awareness right now, if you've never put in intentional time to integrate your struggles. It might be the thing that's blocking you. I will die on this hill. I believe our struggles have so many precious lessons within them, but the struggles can only help us if we actually use those insights intelligently and intentionally. If you're not learning from your struggles and taking the time to build awareness and analyze them in a way, and we'll talk more about this later, you are not benefiting. You are only struggling and you are not benefiting. So this video can help you actually benefit as you struggle. I want to get you to the sweet spot where you can have some tension and discomfort, but also greatly benefit from those things. And that comes with integration. So we'll talk about it. First though, when we break down why we struggle, in my head, it comes down to a few pieces. In economics, these would be the inputs that we are putting into the framework, the model, the graph, whatever. In this ecosystem of our struggle or struggling, in this ecosystem of struggling, you put in your circumstances, you put in your state, all that you are. So your state includes your inner and outer state, it includes your skills, abilities, self-esteem, mindset, all of that. You can put in your challenge or your goal or your mission. So now in this framework, if all of those things that I mentioned aren't aligned well, not oiled like a well-running machine, then you won't get to success. If these things in the system aren't aligned well and they aren't working together, it'll be hard for you to succeed. You probably won't self-actualize. The key to succeeding and becoming more self-actualized, thus growing, thus improving your life, thus improving the life of everyone around you, is that your circumstances and the state of who you are should align with your challenges and goals. That's kind of the sweet spot that we're going to. The issue though, I think that trips a lot of people up, that definitely tripped my younger self up, and that I still, am consciously working through every day, is that we have very limited control over our immediate circumstances and our immediate challenges, right? There's only so much we can do in 24 hours with our resources and challenges. There's not a lot of control that we have over it either. It is just the lofty goal or mission that we have. So the issue that I was having was that I was operating at only a portion of my real potential because I kept hiding from my struggles and blocking them away because they were messy, painful, and annoying to deal with. And I felt like I wasn't getting any gain from dealing with my struggles because every time I navigated one, another one would pop up, right? It was just it was constantly frustrating. So my inner state was frustrated with my struggles. My inner state was frustrated with struggling. And in that inner state of frustration, it was basically preventing my circumstances from lining up with my challenges and creating that sweet spot that would allow me to succeed and become more self-actualized. So when I was stuck in this state of fear and anxiety around, why do all these problems keep popping up? Why is it that every time I feel like I made progress, there's another struggle or another anxiety that comes up? After being in that state, the worst thing was that I was starting to lose hope. I was starting to lose hope that my struggles would ever go away. And you might be in a similar position if you felt compelled to click on this video or if it ended up in your algorithm. If you're someone who grew up struggling a lot, let's say even since childhood, whether it's with academics, school, friendships, self-love, confidence, all of that, any of that, all of the above, radically embracing this perspective that your struggles are your blessing is going to change how you think about everything. It's going to change how you choose to live your life and the small choices that you make daily as well. Going back to this framework, okay, the issue in this model that we're building right here. And if you guys have thoughts too, DM me, Allie Inspires, because this isn't a science or anything. This is just my own interpretation that I'm still exploring. Would really kind of love to hear your process as well, your journey with this. The biggest mistake that young me was having and that you might be making right now was hoping that your struggles would go away by manipulating your outer state, which is a piece, but it is only a component of this part of the equation that is your circumstance, your overall circumstance. This is a huge problem that I made for years and years and years, was that I thought once I become strong enough, once I become rich enough, fit enough, whatever, good enough in whatever way, that's gonna help my struggles go away. I was putting my hope of transcending an existence of struggling to my outer world. And that is the loop that kept me stuck. And I think this is the loop that keeps a lot of people stuck. Because it makes sense. Like it actually makes sense. It's like if you want your race car to race better on the track, improve the car, right? Improve the car. Improve the person too, like improve the driver. But all of that I still consider as outer state. The thing that really changed it all for me was when I started to accept that the struggle would never go away. And when I stopped making it a problem about me. When I realized no matter how strong I am or how much money or status or career security I have, the struggles are never going to get away. It's essentially like a zero-sum game. Oh, I don't know if that's the right phrase, sorry. It's kind of a futile effort in my perspective currently. Instead, what changed my life was exploring how each struggle, like literally the smallest struggle to the biggest struggle, how every single one of those struggles was a blessing designed for me, meant for me. That it was actually an honor and a privilege to myself, my present self and my future self, to receive these struggles. Literally rewire myself to be grateful for my struggles, even if I couldn't really make sense of it at the time. To actually just open up to the flow of it, to open up to the flow of being human and being struggling a lot sometimes and being joyful and exuberant other times. And this perspective and this practice, it's like really a practice. It takes a habitual reminder to see your struggles as a blessing. This was what started recalibrating my circumstances with my challenges. Because suddenly in the world of my circumstances, I wasn't battling with myself anymore. I wasn't like creating all these beliefs around fear and like losing hope and feeling depressed about my struggles. I was just letting go of it and being in flow. So now my circumstances are a lot more peaceful state. In that state of peace and harmony and clarity and like radical acceptance of my struggles, then that could start meeting my challenges so I could just walk towards success and self-actualization. And once I started living my life without these weights or anxieties that used to hold me back, I was also able to finally get more real, objective perspective on the roles that these struggles really played in my life. I could pick apart my struggles like a scientist and say, oh, these struggles are projections that I'm projecting because I feel a certain way about something. These struggles, yeah, this objectively just sucks. There's not much I can do about it, so let me just observe it, let me not get too involved. Then there's the struggles where I'm like, this is worthy. This is a worthy struggle. This is a struggle that is asking me to stand up for what I believe in. It's asking me to up level or, get more skills in some way or expand my knowledge in some way so that I can rise up to this struggle and so that I can integrate it that way. So basically once I decided to accept all struggles in my life, no matter how big or small, then I could start playing with them, categorizing them, picking them up, exploring them, looking at them from different angles. And doing that reflection and integration then brought way larger levels of growth and expansion in my life. And it did wonders for my mental health, frankly. I'm not at the end of this process. I still struggle. I literally only slept 2 or 3 hours yesterday because I drank coffee too late at night to do more work. And here I am again drinking a huge coffee. So it's I still struggle, right? But the key is to have more empathy for both ourselves and our struggles and realizing that it's not anything in our doing that causes the struggles. The real growth that I had, which was pretty recent, honestly, I feel like I've been on this journey of personal development and motivation for a decade now, but my first real feeling of wow, this is growth, this is a huge breakthrough, was when I was forced kind of by my circumstances to radically own all of myself. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but it was the craziest things that I would take full accountability for. Not just parts of myself that I liked and wanted to seek improvement on. I had to really accept the parts of my life that really felt like a victim and that felt like they were constantly meant to struggle eternally. I had to own it and really step into that. And it was scary, but once I could accept those parts of myself, they begin to heal and transform on their own. In therapy and in psychology, I think this is the sense of reparenting yourself, but like in a way, it's reparenting yourself with radical accountability to like an almost completely objective and rational, totally stoic level, which I struggled with growing up because I am like emotional and I live from my heart. Really, it's a balance and it's a process. Hopefully this video is helping you. Hopefully you're getting some insights or ahas. If you take this approach towards transcending your struggles, you can really start looking at yourself differently. All these struggles are a blessing because they build character, and then they also shine a light on the places of yourself that you can decide if you need to let it go, if you need to reframe how you think about it so that it's in your benefit. Like maybe you're just thinking about it wrong and it's a struggle because it's your fault, like you're doing something wrong in some way. Or it's a struggle that's worth having. But basically the key point in this is that now you are a person with agency. And you are a person with full love and like radical empathy for yourself and agency. Your circumstances will begin to line up with your challenges more, and the alignment of this helps you succeed more and become more self-actualized. I hope you're following along. I wanted to get like really deep, nitty-gritty about how I'm thinking about this and how I have been thinking about this, because like this was one of the most transformative things for me. And I've tried like a decade of therapy, read so many self-help books, just like so many things, and this was one of the most helpful things for my mental health, my well-being, and also my tangible success and output in the physical world. So yeah, hopefully you're enjoying this so far. I'm a sensitive person. I know that my struggles are a gift too. Now that I'm able to actually like fully integrate it and feel that as a truth with like every fiber of my being, I now know that they either teach me that I am not in the right place and these struggles are not meant for me, and so then I can kindly release them. Or they teach me that I am facing the right challenge and these are the worthwhile struggles, but there's just some more time or training or practice that I need before I can overcome the challenge to get to the next level, and then there will be struggles there too. Because struggle is a part of life and blessings are a part of life, and your struggles can be your blessings. Because miraculously, you'll see this and like DM me if you want to talk about it or if you've had a similar experience, but miraculously, the struggles just fall away quickly. The struggles just like fall away and it becomes much easier to move past. And then you can get to the next level. You can bring your circumstances more up to par with your challenges, and you can just be like walking towards your success, self-actualization. Once you do this a few times and tap into it, you'll see what I mean. It's really powerful stuff. It's been a humbling journey for me. I still struggle. Now I can finally share and hopefully connect with other people that might resonate with this video. So DM me the word inspires or anything if you just kind of want to talk about this topic. Thanks so much for watching. I'll probably make a few more videos on this topic or a similar vein, and I'll see you next time.